corporations and animals that you're trying to train. But if you're trying to train a dog, punishment and reward. I'm Nerdarchist Ted.
And I'm Nerdarchist Dave.
Welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds. All right, I think we got a touchy subject to talk about today.
Yeah, so, people are saying you should boycott the D&D movie in light of everything that happened with the OGL. Some people relented once Wizards of the Coast retracted their original stance. But there are others who are like, nope, done with D&D forever. Hashtag D&D be gone. I think some people take that to mean just hashtag D&D be gone, and some other people are just saying it just means cancel your D&D Beyond subscription to show Wizards of the Coast that we meant business.
So I think folks are in an uproar. So I think we should really kind of look at it from both sides and discuss the situation.
Yeah, I mean, so the first thing is, and I've kind of talked about this a little bit in one of our live chats. Mm-hmm. And that is the idea that I don't feel like open D&D and D&D be gone, if you're of the view that that means just done with D&D, can exist together. Mm-hmm. You are on one side of the fence or you are on the other, right? Like, there's no point in putting those two things together if you're just done with D&D. But if you truly want open D&D, or if you truly just want D&D to be gone, you could do either of those. That works just fine. And if you're open D&D, but you're like, you know what, everyone should cancel their D&D Beyond subscriptions until they yield and bend the knee, that's also fine. But they've yielded. They've bent the knee. Mm-hmm. And, they kind of did what we wanted, right? So D&D for now is open. Should we trust them and sleep on them? Absolutely not. They're an evil corporation. They're going to evil corporate. But that being said, I feel like when there's bad behavior and, there's an outcry against it and it gets corrected, I don't think you should continue to punish them for the bad behavior, because I don't think it's not going to keep working if we do that, right? Mm-hmm. If the intent and the purpose is to get them to change their mind and do what we want, then, after they do that, we have to reward them for doing the thing that we wanted.
If you do an action and it causes a response, you can't keep doing said action because you're not going to keep getting the same response. And I'm not trying to correlate corporations and animals that you're trying to train, but if you're trying to train a dog, punishment and reward go hand in hand in what's going on. Okay, they do something wrong, they get punished. They do something right, they need to be rewarded. That, you kind of have to look at it in the same vein. If you look at what are the pros of boycotting the D&D movie, you're sending a message. And if you've already sent a message in another way to get them to change their minds, what else has to be changed in order for what message are you trying to get sent by saying, I'm not going to see this movie, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to buy that? That's if you don't have an action to be done, what message are you trying to send?
Right. At this point, you're just trying to punish them for punishment's sake, and because you want them to fail. But if you're of the D&D Be Gone camp, that's fine. That's your goal. But if you're of the open D&D camp, I feel like it's counterproductive. Mm-hmm. Right? There's not a whole lot of purposes. And I can't think of a single other pro to boycotting the D&D movie, other than you're angry at Wizards of the Coast.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, we're not going to, say this because we want to change your mind. If you're on one side or the other, that's not the intent of this. If you are indecisive at this point in time and you're not sure, that's what we're here to talk about. So with that, what are the cons of boycotting the movie?
A lot of people spent a lot of time and effort making this thing come about, and most of them have nothing to do with these decisions that were made that you don't like. Most of them are just normal people, blue collar workers make up the vast of any movie set that are making all these things happen. So not only are you going to be punishing Wizards of the Coast, but you're going to be punishing those folks as well. But you might say, but they've already have the job, they already made the movie, they already got paid. Now you're also going to be punishing the actors, along with them. You may care less about that, like that may not be as a big a deal. They're not exactly blue collar workers. But you will punish them in other ways. If the movie is not successful, they will not make more of them, and it gives those people less opportunities to work on those movies in the future.
Franchises are absolutely a thing, and we've already seen success of many other, fantasy things. So if the D&D movie happens to do well, which I'm seriously hoping it does, then it could, continue with more. They'd be able to bring in, more people. They'd be able to bring back the actors that, we know and love from this first one. So, like, the hopes is that this all kind of continues. So, you are punishing people who have nothing to do with Hasbro, have nothing to do with Wizards, other than this loose connection of they signed a contract to say that they're going to be in a movie that happens to have this thing stamped upon its name.
Then, the other thing is they're also doing a TV series, a TV show, right? Where, if you get the show canceled, then that's a direct punishment that's going to happen immediately, right? There won't be a season 2. They're going to stop making. Whereas it's successful, then they get to keep working, keep having their jobs. And if you really ultimately what you wanted was open D&D, I would personally think you would support these things. You would want them to get the movie out there, get the TV show out there, have Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro make a lot of money from them, because these things are successful and the community is supporting their efforts after they went and changed and redacted what they wanted to do to the OGL, and also put it in the Creative Commons. They did the thing we wanted them to do. My opinion is you should reward them for changing direction.
I would completely agree. It's also a missed opportunity to help spread the hobby. One of the things about the D&D movie Honor Among Thieves that's going to be coming out is the nuances of D&D. Now, not playing the game, from what we can see, there's no aspect of it, but owlbears, displacer beasts, gelatinous cubes, mimics, druids, all of these things that are very staple to D&D, some people are going to look at that and say, what is that? How can I learn more? And it gives the ability to enter them into this world of role-playing games, and without that guide, without something to inform them of something that they've had very little to no opportunity to see, they're going to not have the ability to see what this hobby is all about or go find out more information.
Yeah, at this point, D&D is still the number one access point to TTRPGs for most new gamers, right? So even if you want people to play other games, one of the best ways to get them to play other games is at least having them play D&D first, right? And they get that entry point, and then they get the bug for TTRPGs, and hopefully eventually they move on. But like, if you're like a brand new player coming into the hobby, and you're looking for a D&D game, and the only thing you're hearing is don't play D&D because they're bad people, right? Like, are they going to then pick up another TTRPG? No, they don't even know what they are. For the most part, maybe they might get siphoned off, but I am very doubtful. And I think all you're going to do is drive people away from the hobby with that mentality, and by doing that. So even if D&D doesn't stay as our number one game that we play and enjoy, we'll probably always play some form of D&D, but we don't want it to go away. We want other people to be able to have their first experiences playing D&D, who would probably know nothing about all this OGL stuff and maybe don't even care about it. So let them enjoy a fun movie and a TV show. The movie looks promising. I haven't actually seen anything on the TV show, but at some point I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely going to go watch the movie, because this is something that it's a dream. And while the first couple of D&D movies were mediocre at best, I still have hopes. There are so many things that the movie industry has learned, and hopefully those people involved have picked up on that.
Well, and also too, like the D&D movie is changing D&D too, right? Like, in one of the interviews I saw, the team from the movie came to Wizards of the Coast, walked around, checked things out, talked to people, and like, hey, we need a prison. What's a good prison to use? And they didn't have one, so they made one, put it in rhyme of the Frost Maiden, and and now it's canon, for Icewind Dale, that the things from the movie are affecting the campaign settings in the game as well. So I'm very excited. I have high hopes for this movie, as I did for the first one, which I was terribly let down. But perhaps this will be the balm to soothe those old wounds.
Hopefully it's a balm and not a bomb.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So hey, you like all the content that Nerdarchy puts out there? Why not come check out Nerdarchy the store, or come support us on Patreon?
What do you think? Are you going to boycott the D&D movie? Are you going to watch it? Are you happy with the changes and the reversions that Wizards of the Coast made with the OGL? Are you satisfied now? Or you'll never trust them again? You're done with those bastards forever? Let us know and share your ideas and thoughts down below in the comments with the Nerdarchy community.
While you're down there, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, even attune to that notification bell.
Quick reminder, we drop new videos here on the channel every week, so come on back, but you can't wait till then? No worries, we got you covered. Check out Better 5e Druid inspired by D&D movie trailer.
So until next time, stay nerdy.